Well, let's see. Hopefully my limp isn't too bad today. If it is, oh well. Where's Lady? There's Miss Lady. Oh, give her a moment of privacy. Nice cloudy day, not too hot. Thank you. Thank you, universe, for stay this moment in time. All the gods are cheering for us. There she is. You gonna lead today? There are a lot of people. There is some huge, maybe a couple huge funerals going on. Other people moved in a different direction. God bless the people who passed. I think I got a couple videos I gotta get out at this point. Just gotta sit down and do them. What a pretty girl. Oh, love of my life. Start off the day or this video with a joke. My boss always tells this story. He's a dog lover too. He says, take your dog and your partner, throw them in the trunk of your car, drive around for the day, and at the end of the day, open up the trunk and see who's happy to see you. It covers a lot. But thank goodness for dogs in the world. So I've been studying more Carl Jung, the old psychologist, 100 years ago, information. A lot of good information, different thoughts on things versus what is usually shoved down our throats. You know, so many things we're trying to balance in this world, but that's the biggest thing is ego. I did good today with traffic. I had to drive around in traffic a little bit more and let people go where they were, you know, and don't get upset at traffic. That's an ego trigger for me. It's all ego triggers. What triggers your ego? Oh, nice piece of quartz. Is there another one right there? No. I like that one. Almost looks like a crystal. Oh, there's a couple of them. Perfect. Well, the bands are playing. So many of us, the ego so protects us. And our ego was built from an early stage. And all the things we live through kind of create that ego. So, one of the biggest move in this world is to try to minimize the ego or its effect. No, it's there. You can't get rid of it. All you can do is manage it a little better. I guess that's where I'm really working. Trying to weed out more and more of the ego. And it comes in all forms, shapes, and sizes. You know, some people that I've had everything in life, and played on sports teams and this, that, and the other thing. Build quite ego, and that ego becomes them. And stepping away from it would be very difficult. I, on the other hand, had a slightly different tale. Left this time, lady. Lady, left. She'll catch on in a minute. She might think she's going swimming. Lady, left. Yeah, this way. So, I know a lot of people don't want to hear about the whole narcissist thing lately, but growing up as a scapegoat to one, narcissistic knowledge has been the most important and helpful thing in my life. Anyway, being the scapegoat, all my childhood was I couldn't do anything right, I'm a failure beyond all compare, and just very negative upbringing. So, in essence, the universe kind of gave me a head start on the ego, because one of my dad's sayings was, you're like a horse, I'm supposed to break you, so you just do what you're told. And I wasn't allowed any emotions. I used to get beat up when my voice was changing, because he thought I was being emotional when my voice was changing, so it was pretty crazy that way. And my marriage, I always joke, the two lessons I learned was, it's all my fault, and I'm always wrong. Or goes backwards, I'm always wrong and it's always my fault. But finally understanding that narcissistic thing and being able to at least kind of protect myself better. There's still narcissists everywhere and all sorts. I had a renter last winter that, at first they seemed okay, because narcissists can really, boy, they're good con people. Just the things to say. But it ended up, they couldn't stand to be wrong in any way, shape, or form. And they were young, which was really crazy to deal with. So, we go over and watch movies with a friend of ours we met at a dog park probably 8 years ago now. I think the kids met before they were 7. His dog, same age as mine, 14. His is a little shorter, but much more stout and a boy. And anyway, I think in another video I talked a bit about it. But the other night we went over for a movie, and he was trying to deal with something on his computer, and I was trying to help him. He was just like, I can't figure half this stuff out. I just don't know what I'm doing, and I screw up all the time. I looked at him, that's why I like you, because you can say that. You know how many people can't say that? Also gave him good news. Told him in the Carl Jung things I'm studying, one of the things they talked about was people that have been around a lot of dead people are closer to the ultimate truth in ways. And he was a mortician for years in New York, and he had to deal, I don't go into depth with him, but I know he's dealt with both 9/11 and the big TWA flight that blew up over the ocean. He dealt with bodies from both. And he doesn't talk about it, and I don't ask or pry. But it must be something else to see death around you that much. But he's a super cool guy, and he doesn't have a twisted sense of humor like a few morticians I've met have a very twisted sense of humor. He was with his wife, the guy I watch movies with, he was with his wife for, 40 some years? 50? No, 50. No, 47, I think. And she had just passed away a couple of years ago, so that's why I go watch movies with him. Keep him up to date on all the craziness I watch. But the ego gets us in more trouble. And people, people that live by it, think it gets them everything. But in other ways, I think the ego must be managed much better. So we get upset and triggered. Our ego gets triggered over everything. Our soul, our spark, does not get triggered that way. But our ego does. So I've determined that from now on, if somebody gets all flustered or bent out of shape with me, I'm just going, oh, did I trigger your ego? Oh, lady's on a hunt. She's got something in her nose. No, all done? Oh, my legs have been rough for a couple days, so I haven't been taking her out as much as I want lately, but we're getting better. We're doing things to get better. Oh, tree. It's a good shade tree. A lot of leaves. Trying to see where that burial is going or is so we can stay away from it. Such a swinging hips of a girl. Come on. I'm grateful for all the time we're allowed to try to figure this stuff out. I am a firm believer this is just a simulation, as some like to say, a virtual world, a virtual existence. Someday I'll get into a memory I've had from childhood that kind of gives some credence to it. Oh well. What if I had a memory before birth? About walking down this stone hallway and being led into a room, and then poof, I'm here. It kind of goes in the direction that, I've had that memory all my life. I was walking down this stone hallway, led into a room, and then poof, I'm here. You know, another channel I watch a lot is Quantum Revolution Counseling. Steve, the guy helps people out. Oh, I might have mentioned it before, but his new look on the Tibetan Book of the Dead really got me rethinking things. I do. I believe we're on a loop. I believe we keep going through this until we figure it out and we get moved into the majors, the major league. This is the minors. That's why we can get away with so much craziness. Once you're asked into the show of the majors, it's a whole different world. You gotta kind of be ready for it. You know, some aren't and some are. You know, maybe this existence is our way of getting to the next level, the major leagues. And whatever, I know nothing. I'm not even sure about my name half the time. Hell of an existence. Yeah, I think I told the story about my dad's passing. What was interesting. People that believe we're just a blade of grass and when we die and that's it. You know, they're at a certain point in their journey also. And that's fine if people want to believe that. If the hardcore Christians want to believe only theirs and no other, not be open to expanding thoughts, so be it. Again, each on their own path. I saw the hypocrisy in Christianity at a young age. And I've tried to go back. I've tried to be part of it, but I just can't do it. Hey, Lucy. Hope you're doing good. Thank you for all you've given. The shade, the life, branches for the birds. I hope you have a good life. I don't know. I watch Alan Watts. I watch so many different. I think we can pull information from each and every one. Spend a minute at the corner. Now, here's the thought of the day. There's a lot of people that believe that none of us are going to make it to the next level until all of us make it to the next level. And that's where we all have to have a change of heart. And the new earth is coming, the new world is coming. I'm kind of seeing that too. Lady, come on, let's walk this way. We're gonna catty corner, as somebody used to say. I grew up kitty corner. Somebody else had to say catty corner. So oh, these old knees. Those kept me going. Kept me going well for a long time. And still keeps me going. I don't give up easy at this stage. Where are you going, lady? We're doing diagonal. At least it's not too hot for her. She's got like 3 coats. I can't even explain all the fur that's come off her already this summer, and she still looks thick. In her older age, it doesn't want to leave as much as it used to. She used to, by this time in the summer, she'd be pretty thinned out, but last few years, hangs on a lot tougher. We've been going for swims, gets brushed out after she dries out, and there's so much of it that just doesn't want to go. Oh, sun's coming out. Still in the 70s today, so it's not too bad. Oh, watch out for the ankle breakers. All the things you've built on have built your ego. What happened if they all disappeared? People rebuild every day. Come on, lady, this way. Should come down at the next road. I do hope these videos are some ASMR also. Oh, here she comes. Springtime, all the geese that are here is outrageous. I was kind of surprised this year. Usually in the summer, there's a few dozen that stay here. And this year, probably less than a dozen that I see sticking it out. Most fly away, but yeah, in the winter, these 2 lakes here are just filled with geese. There she is. Hi, good girl. You having fun? She says, I'm outside the house, I'm having fun. Me working from home. At least she has company. She's not stuck at home alone. But I'm at my desk all the time. Oh, and she can read things. If I get stressed at all, she comes over under my feet and gives me a little love. And She can tell how my day is going. And if the temperature's nice, she's got a run out back and can go up front too of the house. So.
Low power.
She does okay. This is the busiest I've seen the cemetery as far as parked cars and people. And it looks like there's several, probably like 3 different ones going on at the same time. I heard Mexican horns earlier. Please protect people from the ice stoppo. Prejudice is an ugly thing. What's his name? Jesse Wells? Jesse Wells. Song. The Caucasian God. Is there a God that loves only Caucasians? Oh, I think it's Jesse Wells did a good song about it. I so wanted to send it to my sister. My sister and my brother. Again, I'm not judging, but it seems to be that's how they see things. Well, it's a white God. And only white people can be Christians. Everybody else is just pretending or not good enough. And that's just ridiculous. Robin Williams had a joke way back when. The aliens landed. They were 8 foot tall, black, and pissed. Kind of how I wonder if God's going to show up. I don't know what it is in my world, but I've run into a couple very, very racist people. I've worked really hard my whole life not to be. Got sucked into things. Because there's racism everywhere. It's not a white only thing. Indigenous people can be racist, black people can be. It's just how do we calm the fire down if all sides are partaking in it? I do believe that the young people coming up and being born and brought into this world are further down that path, and we are going to have a major change. And like one of my doctors said, I guess, trying not to worry, but it's hard not to with all the feeding you crap. Like he said, everything's on a pendulum. It'll swing back the other way. But then that means it'll swing back this way again, too. We got to do something to change the world, the people of the world. We are... Oh, hi, baby girl. No swimming today. Nope, I know. That's what you're asking, but nope. Not today. Okay? I want to go to the river. We'll go to the river this weekend. You can go swimming. I'll try to take a video of that. Okay, if you believe in science whatsoever, and then, the Big Bang principle. We are all from stardust. Everything about us, we're all connected. And that's a hard thing for most people to get over. I'm not connected to my neighbor or race or another race, whatever. We have to realize that what we do affects all of us. And if we care for all of us, then all of us get better and do better. This false competitiveness that they put on everybody. Whoever dies with the most toys and money wins. Now, I don't think my dad could take any of his toys with him. So I don't think it makes a difference. I'm trying to get better about that too. God, I got so much material stuff. Stupid little stuff. Nothing major, but stuff I haven't used in 10 years. Hang on to it. Oh, someday I want to go back and do that. But it's a waste where somebody else could probably use a deal on something like that. I'm big into all sorts of survival gear, and I don't consider myself a prepper. Oh, listen. American flag in the back of a truck. Looks like the window has a fist and a middle finger sticking out. And gassing and passing everybody on the side. That's not dual lane over where he was, and he was passing somebody on the shoulder. But, oh well. Some people believe there's no more rules. I have faith we'll make it through this. One way or another. Now, if we restart the Spanish Inquisition, the American Inquisition, anybody that doesn't swear the way certain Christians want it to be said, who knows? The voices in my head keep telling me I'm supposed to be prepared and work up to preaching in churches, but explaining some other aspects and directions. All the pieces of the Bible I take seriously. Christianity doesn't in general. It's like, what about these? These are serious verses and you disregard them because the Old Testament tells you some other shit. Why are they called New and Old Testament? The New overwrites the Old. It's the new covenant with God. And Christ honestly was trying to say in so many ways, you have Christ within you. It's your mission to find that Christ within you. And then some of the Carl Jung stuff yesterday. I liked how the only way to the next level is you have to become a creator. Now, in some aspects where I study Neville Goddard, the orange one in office seems to do that to a T. Just keep repeating untruths to yourself and they'll become truth. And in some ways it works for him. But I keep wondering if it's for the right purposes. God bless everyone. Oops. That was a decent quartz. I think we're going to grab that as a third today. Okay. Thanks for your time if anybody is watching this. Just gotta start doing it and put it out there. Who knows how long before I get better at it or there becomes any type of audience for it. I don't know. I wish you all well. I wish you the best. Learn to step back from your ego. The biggest gift I got a while back was meditating, because everybody talks about meditating. And I'd try, and I can't clear my thoughts. Somebody said, no, you're not supposed to clear your thoughts. You're supposed to step back and become the observer. Let the thoughts come and run. You're not part of them. You step back from them. That's meditation. And you'll be surprised where those thoughts go and take. Anyway, the winner beater awaits. Have a good day, everyone.